it's Melanie and welcome back to my channel. It's How to Friday. So today I've got a really cool project to share with you. This is a macrame inspired crocheted table runner. Okay, so actually the way that it works is that it's two pieces. So this is side one. That way it could vary for different sizes of tables. And I made these crochet panels. I connected it with the macrame cording to make it look more like macrame, since I don't know how to macrame. And then I put this fringe on the end. So actually some friends of mine from Smash Cake SoCal asked me to contribute to a boho baby shower that they were throwing. I will put the link to their blog post down below because it was beautiful. They're like an event planning blog and they do a lot of events and DIYs and stuff for events. So you should definitely check them out. But they asked me to create a macrame table runner and they gave me like creative control over my project. So this is what we're going to work on today. I'm going to teach you how to make the panels, how to connect them, and then show you sort of how it works. So let's get going. I'm going to show you how to crochet this table runner. Alright everyone, so here's what you need to get started to make this runner or something similar. You're going to need this macrame cord. I used about 8 to 9 of these spools, and that is going to depend on, how much string you have in between here, how long your fringe is. So it's going to be a little bit of variation, and I would recommend getting this at Joann's or Michael's. You can find it in the jewelry section. They're a little bit cheaper there than I could find them online. And then if you use a coupon, then you can get it much more inexpensively. Now for this crochet section, I used an N hook, and that's a 10 millimeter. So I use an N or a 10 millimeter. For the demonstration, I'm going to be using a 9 millimeter or a size M hook because, to be honest, I can't find my N hook. So I'm going to use this for the demonstration, but for this one, I used an N as in Nancy, 10 millimeters. The first thing you need to do is start with a slip knot. Insert your hook. Tighten it down, and then we need to chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21. Here's how it should look. Don't make it too tight. It'll cause problems for you later on. Now in the second chain from the hook, so 1, 2, the second chain from the hook, we need to half double crochet all the way down. So that's a yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first, pull through all 3. All right, one more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, all 3 loops. We're doing the half double crochet. All right, one more time, next stitch over, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, all 3 loops. And if you've never used with different types of materials other than yarn, this will take a little bit of getting used to. But don't worry, just don't go too tight. Make sure you keep your tension fairly loose. Take breaks if you need to. This didn't bother my hands too much, but if you find that it's bothering your hands, just take breaks. Let's half double crochet all the way to the end. So here's how it's looking. There's our half double crochets going all the way down. Now we need to do the last one here. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, all of the loops. You might have to tighten everything down a little bit. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to turn our work. So that means we're just flipping it over. I'm going to continue to work from right to left. Now we are going to work with double crochet. So we are going to skip this first stitch and we're going to place a double crochet in this second one. All right, so that will be yarn over, insert your hook. Okay, we're going in through the entire stitch there. Yarn over, pull through, and then it's yarn over first 2 loops, and then it's yarn over remaining 2 loops. All right, so there's our double crochet. Now we need to chain 1. We're going to skip over this stitch. We're going to do another double crochet over here. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, and then 2 loops. So go ahead and finish that all the way down. Do chain 1, skipping a stitch, and then double crocheting here. So let's finish that going all the way down. All right, so here's how it should be looking. Now down here at the end, we have our double crochet, and then here's our stitch that we skip over, and then there's one last one over here. So you need to be ending with the double crochet. If you didn't, then your numbers got mixed up somewhere. So we're skipping this one, and then we need to finish here. So finish our double crochets. Two. All right, so that's how it should be looking. All right, so now we need to, you can chain 1 or 2, it's up to you. I like to chain 1, and then we are going to half double crochet in every stitch going all the way down. That includes our chain 1. So we need to half double crochet here, here, you can see that stitch where that little V shape is, here, here. So all those stitches, including the chain 1s. So some of those chain 1s can get a little bit small. So that's where you really want to make sure that your tension hasn't been too tight along the way. Remember, insert, yarn over, pull through all those loops. Yarn over, and then we need to go in this chain 1. So these are the ones that sometimes I got a little bit small on these too. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the chain 1s, to not make them too tight to make your life a little bit easier later on. All right, so half double crochet in every stitch going all the way down. Here's how it should be looking. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets. This one's the turning chain, but it counts. So we have 11. And then we have 20 half double crochets. And we should have 20 half double crochets down here. 20, yes. I'm double checking myself. Same thing. So I'll show you this row one more time just in case that was confusing. 1, 2, 3, turn our work. We're going to skip this stitch and double crochet here. All right, chain 1. And then double crochet, we want our double crochet to be right on top of the previous one. Okay, here's the thing about this. This is a very forgiving project, so if your numbers get off a little bit, just do your best. Don't worry about it. But this is how it should be looking. So what I want you to do is continue the same manner, the same thing that we were doing. Double check your stitches. There should be 11 of the double crochet, 20 of these. All right, so now you will continue until your panel looks like this. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows of our double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3 rows of our half double crochets. Okay, and of course modify this if this is going to be a little bit different than what you want. But just continue in that manner until you reach about this size. Now you're going to make 8 of these panels, 4 for each side of our runner. And then we're going to connect them, and I'm going to show you right here how to connect these the way that I did it to make it look kind of like macrame. You're basically just going to lay these out on the floor, get a nice long piece of macrame cording so that you can do this sort of looping like this. And then come up, and usually I come up from underneath. Okay, see that? I didn't want there to be too much like twisty turny. I wanted it to stay kind of as straight as possible. You can kind of see here. Now this is cording. It's going to kind of have a mind of its own a little bit. So just be creative and have fun with it. Make sure that it's turning out how you want it to. And another thing is just make sure that it stays the same width going all the way across. Happier with that. Now I'm basically going to weave in my tail. So all that means is you can kind of flip it over onto the back side, whatever you've decided your back side will be, and then you want to weave it in. Just, you can use your fingers. Basically, we want to just knot it and make sure that it's nice and secure. So when there's a loop left, you can bring the cording through here like this. Make a little knot to secure it, and just do your best. Make sure everything is secure and hidden. That's the most important thing. Once you feel that it's secure and woven in, then you can cut the excess. So that's how you connect the panels. Now let's talk about the fringe. Now here is our attachment. Now all that this is a row of single crochet. So let's do that really quick. This can vary in size depending on how large you want yours. Mine is about 15 inches. So start with chaining about 21 and see how big that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So mine is going to be about 25. Keep in mind I am using a slightly smaller hook than I did on my sample. You want it to be about the same length as, just slightly larger than your length here. So you can see how it's just a few stitches longer than the length of our panel. So that will sort of help you. So we chained about 20 or 21 was it, and so about 25 is about right. It doesn't matter the number, you don't have to do it by certain multiples, because what we're going to do is just single crochet all the way down. And single crochet, we're going to skip this chain and go the second chain from the hook, and single crochet is just you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. And we're going to do that in every stitch going all the way down. insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Okay, so now you're going to do that going all the way down, and we're going to create this little strip here, and we're going to attach it the same way that we wove in the ends with the panels that we attached. So on the back side of here, you can see that I have this tail, and I basically just attached it by weaving it in, securing it like this. Okay, so finish that up. You'll need to make 2 of them. That's how you attach it though, okay? Attach it to the end. You can see here on this side, my end is up here. So I just sort of wove everything in, made it nice and secure so that this piece is attached to the end of my panel. Now I'm going to take a few of these fringe off and show you how I attached them. So for my runner, I made my fringe very, very long, and then my friends who were throwing the baby shower party, they cut the fringe to make sure that it matched the table that they were using. So that's a great way to do it. This is now cut, and it's probably about 36 inches long now. So you want to fold your fringe in half and match up your raw ends, your cut ends, and you want to take your loop. And so this is actually the top part of my strip. So this is the top of my single crochet stitch, and this is our foundation chain down here. So it's actually sort of upside down, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to push my loop up through that stitch. All right, and then you're going to bring both strands through the loop. And then you're going to pull that down. And that's how you create the fringe. So let me show you a few more times. This is my idea of macrame inspired. I sort of took my crochet skills and made it look like macrame. So this is really a place where you can be creative and make adjustments, make it your own. Happy stitching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.